All right. Let's see when the picture arrives. That's when I'm thinking, okay, we're live. I see the chat. I see everything else. Okay. 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 Hi. Welcome. This is take number, I don't know, 10,000 of live stream saga that I have. So welcome back. This is 1 week before Christmas, kind of like it's Wednesday. Okay, a little bit more than a week before Christmas. So hello everyone. Hello for everybody that is watching. Hi. Hi. So what are we gonna do today? We're going to attempt some other Christmas cards because I still have a lot of Christmas cards to do, and I had some I thought of some very easy design that I'm doing, and I can do multiple cards like this. I'm going to use a stamp for the sentiment. I'm not very good at making sentiments, and I'm going to use just watercolors to do the rest. Okay, so anyway, hi everybody that's watching, and let's get into it. The idea is the following: you're gonna have the Christmas baubles, or the round Christmas baubles, and what I did is I have a kind of a template here. This is a plastic template. You can buy it everywhere. And I kind of, with my pencil, I drew some circles, 3 circles. I'm not gonna do any black color or anything just yet. These are just the circles that I have. And I use this template. I can't draw perfect circles either, right? I'm just gonna have one brush. This is like just a normal squirrel brush, and it has a very pointy tip, and it can hold lots of water because I'm going to need this. I'm gonna use my watercolors, and how we're gonna do it is we're gonna color in the bubbles, 3 colors. We're gonna let it dry, deepen the color, do some smudging around, and then it's going to have some really nice Christmas foliage around. And that's about it, and then a sentiment on the bottom. Okay, so let's get into it and see how many cards can you do. I actually did 4 sketches, so 4 cards, but let's see. I'm going to add water into my pans, and the first colors I'm gonna use are going to be transparent orange, yellow orange, and cerulean blue. So more red orange. If you're wondering what I'm using to add water, is I'm using a pipette. It's the simplest way to add water. So a more red color, more yellow color, and a blue color. Like simple colors. I think everybody can have that. And they should all go together. At the end, we're gonna add, of course, a lot of decorations and a lot of things. Yeah, I do have my pens here, but for now, we're just gonna do the simplest thing. So I'm loading my brush, and on this part, I'm just going to do, just gonna add color. Just gonna follow. I need more water. This is watercolor paper, cold press, Arches, my favorite. Don't worry. Has some tooth, so we're gonna get some nice structure here. I'm gonna add some more water. I plan to leave the middle the lightest possible, so we're gonna go around with color around the circle, but the middle is going to be full of color. I need to be very careful here, so I'm not watching the chat. Hopefully everybody's in the chat. Just gonna watch it soon. Okay. Gonna add more Dum dum dum. What I'm gonna do is I'm gonna get my brush and I'm going to just lift from the middle, because I wanna get the middle more lighter. That's okay. Okay, and what I'm going to do is I'm going to do a small trick. I'm going to go around with just a clean brush and I'm going to smudge the edge. Just gonna make it run. Just gonna make the color smudge a bit. It's gonna give it some nice character to the card. It's gonna be messy. This is what we want. So basically 3 circles and some color. And then we're gonna doodle. I'm gonna do the same here. Or the same color. Let's try to do it again. Okay. Dun dun dun. So how are you guys with your cards for Christmas? Or are you just buying cards? That could be also some solution to buying cards. Although now in a lockdown, I'm not sure you can do so. I know for sure that my cards will not arrive on time. Probably it will arrive maybe a bit later than New Year's, but that's okay. People understand the meaning, so that should be fine. I'm not daring to go to the shops to actually buy any cards, so just gonna stay home, make them myself, and just gonna drop them in the post box one morning. That's about it. Okay, now I'm gonna do the same thing here. I'm going to just go around, smudge it a bit, make it more fuzzy. It's gonna give it some nice character. You can see that this brush holds lots of water and lots of color. Okay. This one is almost dry if I put my hand on it, so that's okay. We're gonna do a different color here. And this is gonna be, the tiny one is gonna be blue. We're just gonna get some blue. This is cerulean blue. It's really nice blue. So gonna use it. It almost feels like these are like primary colors in a way. But yeah. I like this brush because it has a pointed nib. How do you call? Tip, not nib. Pointed tip. So that's about it. For more information, I'm going to do another live stream probably this Sunday, which is going to be really nice. Also Christmas related, and there's going to be another video coming this Friday with how I continued the previous live stream. And the cards that I did on the previous live stream that I didn't finish, I just filmed them and I'm going to post them as a video. And afterwards, from next week, because next week is just the Christmas Christmas week, we're not gonna do any Christmassy stuff. I'm just gonna assume everybody finished their Christmas, and we're gonna do other art and other things, and we're gonna prepare for the next year. I have big plans for next year, so Yeah, that's gonna be nice. I was telling my husband I wanna become the artist I always dreamed I will be next year. So it's gonna be lots of work, but lots of fun stuff as well. So it's gonna be more fuzzy. Once it's dry, I'm gonna go in and deepen some colors. So don't worry. I know it looks a bit weird right now, but it's supposed to look weird. Okay, the last color we have is a yellow here. And these are the basis for our Christmas baubles. Okay. I'm going to very carefully try not to touch the other Christmas bubble with red, because I'm not sure if it actually completely dried off. And I don't want to make any mistakes. So I will just go around it. Gonna do this side also. I think you already are an artist. Oh, Melo, hey. What are your plans for next year? So, next year I wanted to maybe vlog a little bit about my art journey, and I wanted to actually do content every week, and it's going to be a lot of watercolors, but not only, because I have a lot of mediums I want to try. But my biggest goal for next year, I would like to actually have at the end of the year to have a coloring book. And I'm just gonna go ahead and say that I have no idea if I'm ever going to succeed, but I am really passionate about drawing flowers, any type of flowers, and not only flowers, but you know, I want to learn how to properly do really nice illustrations with some girls, and kind of say the story that I always have in my head. And I'm going to be doing that via illustrations, right? But I also love coloring, and I would love to be able to give to the people back also some nice coloring pages, and so that they can go on my journey with me and the same journey with me. And you know, maybe I'll be surprised, because maybe somebody will think in totally different ideas than me, and this is what is fun when you're doing a coloring book. You are imagining it already colored in certain colors, because this is how you do it. You are the creator of that. But in reality, a lot of people will take what they want from it. So I want to learn from my audience as much as I want to give back to them, you know, because a lot of my audience is probably also other artists. And also my mom has expressed the willingness to to color. Well, she's with her pension. She has not a lot of hobbies, but she used to be a technical drawer, my mom, when she was young and restless. So she used to draw a lot of technical designs of machines and stuff. So she used to be very good at drawing, and not only drawing, but watercoloring. And I remember her always helping me with my homework on drawing, which is very funny, because the teacher was always telling me, did you actually do that, or did your mom help you? So she was teaching me when I was young. She was really encouraging me. But she also likes the art that I do. And coloring is easier for her on her hand than well, you know, at a certain age, your hands, and you have things like arthritis and all that stuff. But drawing, maybe it's a bit too far-fetched for her, but what she wants to do is maybe color. So I promised that I will make some really nice coloring pages to give to her. And then I'm going to share those with everybody. Because, well, everybody deserves some happiness. So there will be something that I want to create. I want to have at the end of the year, I want to have something that I say, yeah, I created that. I did that, right? I'm proud of that because I did that. So I want to see how that goes and how I'm going to do it. And I know it's an arduous process, right? It all depends whether I also find manufacturers and all of that stuff that I like. Otherwise, it might just be digital and you can just print at home and color on your own paper, right? As in, I see no reason why that shouldn't be possible. I forgot to do this one. This is what I want to do. And I want to be able to also tell the stories that I have in my head through my illustrations. I have lots of ideas and lots of story. I'm creating this nice world where my characters live. It's a world of magic and fantasy and steampunky. And I want to get better at expressing that and showing that through my art. Okay. So far, so good. This look really nice. It's going to have a border, right? It's going to have the black border, so don't worry about that part. And it's going to have I'm going to make designs inside the actual like Christmas baubles, okay? And it's gonna be doodling kind of designs, so don't worry. I'm trying to check to see if they're dry, and now it's going to happen something. So close your ears because it's going to get loud. I'm going to have to heat set this to speed things up. Apologies for the noise. There's not going around it, right? Also, I like color books. Oh, thank you, Melo. Okay, maybe you'll be interested in my color book. It'll be nice to have. What type of color books do you like? Like, is there a specific subject you like? Okay, now, and in the meantime, while you guys think about color books, I am going to start drawing in the pine needle thing, and I'm going to make my colors because these are important. What colors will I use? I will use cobalt green for the background. And then I'm going to use probably Jet 8. And a little bit of olive green. I'm going to add some coloring. Okay. I'm adding water to the pieces so that, you know, everything. So for the stem, I'm going to use burnt umber. And I'm trying to do something here. Let's try to see how that works. The pine needle branches have these knobs in them. So, and this is something of what I'm gonna do. This is something that I tested, and what I think works very well is if you do this kind of nice motion and you fill in the branch. And I'm gonna use the same brush. This is gonna be the base color. I'm gonna darken it up afterwards. It's gonna look much nicer. And you can see how much color and water this brush holds. This is amazing. I know it's a lot of color, don't worry. This is just the base, okay? This is just the base. And then I'm gonna come with a much darker color once this is dry. Okay. I'm gonna let that one dry. I'm gonna do one that comes from here. And it's going to go maybe on top of the Christmas bubbles a little bit. So let's try that one. Lots of nice flower and sceneries. Okay. I like nice flowers and sceneries also. Okay, that means that's nice. Okay. Gonna do this other branch. I really like this cobalt green. It's so nice. And what's nice is that it's going to mingle a little bit this color with the brown, and it's gonna like bleed into each other, so that's gonna be nice. Okay, gonna let that dry. We're gonna work on this other one. So this is like a trick that you need to do whenever you're creating cards like this, like I'm not gonna say conveyor belt, but when you're creating multiple cards at the same time, it's always good to work on two in the same time. While this one dries, then you do the other one, and vice versa. So I think the most important thing is to be aware of your drying times. Drying times might actually depend on where you live. Like I live in a town which is much more humid than most, right? So my drying times, I know that they're a little bit more relaxed, because I don't have to worry about, I know, a lot of drying times. Mine don't dry as fast, but if you are living in a city or location where it's very dry, then you might not have enough time to do what I'm doing here, and for example let the green mingle with the brown, because your drying time might be different and you might not get the chance to do so. Okay, I'm going to add some berries and so on at the end as well. And then I'm going to just add the black outline and then the fun inside the bubbles. Okay, so far so good. I think this is something that everybody can agree that is not as difficult as it sounds, and then I think everybody can just go along. The colors are awesome. Not everybody needs to be in the same direction. These are Christmas tree sprigs, so we will darken them now. I think this is safe now, and we're going to go with a more olive color a little bit, and then we're gonna go with our darkest color. And our olive it's called olive green, and it's from Schmincke. So okay, I'm really going to use with this olive color just the tip. If when I was doing the other parts, see that it's not all dry, I was using the entire brush. Now we're just going to do the tips. So this is gonna look like really rich beautiful greenery. Okay, gonna do the same there. The fun part is that these colors are super transparent, so I'm just layering them on top of each other to deepen the colors and to make more interest. So that's nice. These are simple ones I'm gonna do here, and at the end I'm going to go with my darkest one. But for now, just these ones are good enough. That's why I think the most versatile watercolor brushes are the round brushes, but with a round tip, like this one. Now with a pointy tip, not with the round tip. With the round tip, you're gonna have lots of trouble doing this. So pointy tip is best. Best of the two worlds. You can see that I only have to use one brush for now. Okay, so I fill those in like that. I'm gonna zap it a little bit with a heat gun. Can you compensate for different dry time? Are there other techniques? Yes, so I'm gonna explain after I zap it. So if it's even more humid than this, right? Then you have to use a heat gun almost all the time, or something, a heat source to heat everything. And now, per se, more humid, it's okay. It actually can create really nice effects if it's more humid than normal. So I'm gonna add some berries here and there. Now, what happens if it's too dry? Then what I've seen people do most of the time is they switch to very big brushes that can hold lots of water. And they maybe add way more water. So I've seen people use like a number 12, number 14. Those brushes can hold lots of water. And also another technique could be, and it's very useful sometimes to do, is you wet the entire paper multiple times on the back side and on the front side, and you let that water seep in. So it's basically pre-wetting your paper in a way. And then, you know, then it doesn't give it enough time to dry immediately. So you would just let it seep in. It will not dry fast. And then you can do lots of other techniques. So wetting your paper beforehand. And they sometimes use these big brushes, like these 2 inches brushes. And that is also helping, actually, when you're pre-wetting your paper like that. It also helps with the buckling of the paper, right? But most importantly, it helps keeps the paper slightly always wet, and then your drying times change. Hope this helps. I don't have this problem, so I didn't actually test it on myself, let's put it this way. But this is what I've learned from watching other people online doing this kind of things. So yeah, you sometimes have to. One other thing is choose a different paper or less absorbent. So you have to try different brands of paper, and maybe go to like hot press versus cold press. Cold press has a lot of tooth and has a lot of surface where the water can seep in and dry very fast. And hot press doesn't. So on hot press you'll have maybe different. For example, for me, because it's so humid, hot press is very difficult to use because the water stays on top for so long that it sometimes makes it bleed out. It takes too long to dry, so I don't particularly enjoy hot press myself, right? Let's put it this way. Not in my climate, but I can always learn to use hot press if I would learn to use maybe lesser water in a humid environment. But that is a lot of practice that you need to do. So I would say my next advice is practice, 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 and try out different stuff. Try lesser water, try lesser different types of paper, you know, and see what works for your climate. Hope this helps. Nice themes. What I am even more curious is I wanted to try out some gouache, and I'm going to be very curious how that's going to work. That's going to be interesting because that's a much thicker paint. I have no idea how long it's going to take to dry in this climate. It's going to be very fun. Okay, wow, this is very dramatic. This with the extra color is super dramatic. I'm loving this. I was not expecting this. It's gonna be nice. We're just gonna make some nice cards. And you're probably going to have to see me because I forgot to get there in one of the drawers is my cutting machine. So I forgot to get it because I'm gonna have to make this one smaller so that we make cards. So that's going to be interesting. And no, I still have my pants on, okay? So it's not gonna be that dramatic. Don't worry. Wow. Wow. I'm really proud of myself here. Okay. For now, this is gonna be it for the coloring. Right? Now we're gonna just add the details here, the details inside, and everything else. Okay, so I'm going to have 3 different colors. Let me think what would be a nice color. 4 different colors, copper as well. I don't want a 03. I want a more thicker one. I have my pens here, so I'm doing it. This should have been dry, so you know we're going to go ahead and add the pen. The trick is do not do a continuous line. It'll make it look much nicer if you don't do a continuous line. It's still going to give definition, but it's not going to be super strong. Remember that. Yeah. Okay. This one. The tiny one is really cute. We're gonna add stuff with white. We're gonna add flowers. We're gonna add Christmas stuff in it. And at the end, we're gonna stamp our sentiment. So that's going to be nice. Okay. It's gonna be looking like the bubble in the back. Gonna make some fancy bows here. And yeah, I'm really hoping my nosebleed doesn't return, but let's see. Okay, what I tried is I did try to have some white in there, but I'm going to come and accentuate and follow. You have to follow the shape if you want to do something. Okay. Now, what do I want to do? What doodles should we do on the red one? I'm thinking some leaves that go like this and some leaves that go like that for this one. And I'm talking half English, half Dutch. I'm so sorry. Like, I'm so used to Dutch. Sometimes I'm forgetting. These are just some small doodles, small leaves. Okay, I'm gonna do this. And I already see that the leaves are not gonna be, they're not gonna pop and they're not gonna look 3D. So I'm going to fill them in with different colors, like silver and white. And that's gonna make them really pop. I'm gonna do this one more here. And this is truly like a handmade card, and it doesn't matter about the sentiments. Sentiments are not that important, right? Okay, what else do I want? What do I want? This one. This one will have just a nice small flower. I'm going to fill it in with different colors. It's gonna be fun. Okay, this one the same. These are doodle bubbles. Okay, and the last one, it's going to have kind of a snowflake. Let's see what cool designs we can do. It's gonna have these triangles in between. I'm gonna do the same design everywhere because, to be honest, if you're gonna design something, it makes no sense to make them different. You wanna be efficient and you wanna do them all the same. Otherwise, I'm gonna be at it forever. Okay, that looks like a nice one. So let's try to do the same here. This one has a bit of some extra hands for some reason. I decided to do, instead of 6, 8. It's okay. It's gonna be smaller. Nice. And now let's play around with color, like white. this one, silver, and the yellow. I'm not sure if on these colors this one is gonna poke out. No, this one not. Maybe this one inside the tree. I'm gonna add some stuff inside the tree. Okay. Yep. White, silver, silver, and the last one is gonna be yellow. Maybe on camera you don't see the difference, but in reality I can see it. I can see how nice it kind of pops the design off. So let's try some more silver. And some more yellow. I'm going to try to look on camera to see if you can actually see the nicest part. Yeah, the white one. The cool part is not only the white part, but also the other ones. But on camera you don't see it because they're too faded, but in real life it's really shiny. So that's really nice. Especially the silver one, really shiny. Yeah. Okay, now what do I want to do here? We need to do something to make it pop. Let's try. I don't want to do the entire thing pop, but why not? Just gonna look nice. What color is this one? It's from Uniball. It's from Uniball and it's called Bronze. Really gorgeous color, bronze. Yeah, that's really nice. Okay. The last one, I'm probably going to do with white. And maybe I'm not gonna do everything, or maybe I will. Not the middle. It's gonna be nice. Let's see. Adding some more color to the branch with that nice bronze. Okay, I think we are ready to stamp a sentiment here and then take them off, cut them, and make cards out of them. Okay, so let's try to see. And I did say 4 easy cards, right? This is just the first hour. We're just going to do this. So what stamp set am I using? This is a stamp set from Microfone and it's called Deck the Holes, and I've been using this one in all the cards I've done. has Deck the Halls and Jolly Holidays. So let's see which one is the nicest one. I think Deck the Halls it's the nicest one. Actually makes more sense. And I'm just gonna simply stamp it here using my Martha Stewart mini block that I can do like this. So, and I'm gonna use VersaFine Onyx Black ink. Very carefully do the ink. Not using my Misty, because again, I have no idea what I've done with my Misty. Uh-oh. I cleaned up my craft room. And I cleaned up my craft room really so good that I don't even know where the stuff in my craft room is. Okay. Okay, we're gonna stamp here. I'm gonna position it. Yeah. Good. I'm gonna take a cleaning wipe. These are baby wipes that I use. They're good for cleaning stamps and blocks. Don't let the ink dry onto the stamp or onto the block. That's really a bad idea. It's gonna be very hard to take it off afterwards. So I'm just going to ink a little bit more for the second one. And this one, just going to stamp here. Yeah, that's it. Not much to it. So this one I forgot to do with white. How could I forget? This one will also now pop. Yes. Nice. Make the holes. We're going to take them off. And I'm going to save the... I'm gonna save the blue tape. And I usually save it next to me here because I use it for the next set of cards. So I reuse my blue tape. I don't like to throw it away. It can be used up to 3 times, making some economy, right? You can't always have blue tape. It's okay. And these ones I'm going to trim. Going to trim to, let me think, 5" by 3 3/4. And then I'm going to mat it on a Christmas card. Okay. I know. Okay. These are my 2 cards here. And I'm going to go and pick up my cutting. Behind the Christmas tree, of course. Okay. Now I'm back. This is my Tim Holtz Tonic Studio. And I'm just going to first measure this one. Make sure that... Oh, this is already 5". Oh no, this... I said that 3 3/4. Let's see how we can cut a little bit of each side border. And this is gonna be 4 1/4 on this side. And I'm going to turn it around, and I'm going to cut from this side to make it actually 3 3/4. And it's going to be 5 on this side. It's going to be about here. Here. Yeah, tiny and nice, and it's going to be perfect matted on top of a card base. Let's do the same here with this one. 4 1/4 here. Let's do 3 3/4 here. I'm going to do this part first. And I'm going to cut this one. Okay. Now that I've cut them, I'm going to throw this in the garbage bin. I was really hoping I didn't have to go back, but you know, this is live stream. Welcome. Where are the tapes? If I remember correctly, here are tapes. Permanent tape. I'm gonna use that one. And which color should I use? Because I prepared some base cards. I really like the blue, so I'm gonna use the blue for these ones. Maybe I'll use the other colors. So how it's gonna look like? It's gonna look like this. And with a nice blue mat around, it's gonna look really pretty. See? It doesn't require, I'm not gonna pop it because I'm gonna send it via post. I don't wanna pay extra postage. So I'm just going to add generous amounts of adhesive. And that's going to be it. In the meantime, I'm also thinking what should be the colors for the other 2 cards. Oh, almost did a mistake. Almost put it the other way around. Trying to center it, eyeballing it, kind of eyeballing it. Nice. And that's kind of it for this one. Oh, this is so sticky that it sticks to my hand. Okay, let's do the other one. So, do you guys have any ideas about the other colors that I should be using? Because now I use kind of orange, red, yellowish, and blue. Should we do some fancy things like Maybe purples, pinks, and yellow. Does it work? Yellow, purples, and pinks. Why not? I usually add some in the middle, making sure that, you know, this one is stuck correctly. This is a nice one. Oh, didn't center it as it should. Okay. The first two ones done. Okay. I'm putting them aside. I'm gonna work on my next two ones because I promised you guys 4 cards, right? So let's do 4 cards. Very similar. Everything is the same. The only thing that I am considering now is to change a bit the colors. Make them more, maybe modern in a way. No? Let's see if I can mix a nice pinkish. I'm using Opera Rose from Winsor & Newton, which is very bright pink, like super bright pink. And I'm mixing it with buff titanium. It's gonna bring it way more down, way nicer. So I'm going to have really a nice pale pink. That's gonna be our first color. Yeah? Pale pink. Let's try this. Unconventional colors, okay? They're not Christmassy colors, but hey, why not? There used to be, how do you say, a la mode. It used to be quite popular, the pink Christmas globes a while back. So let's just try to see how that goes. Nice. Pale pink. Quinacridone. Opera pink with buff titanium. Gonna have to clean my buff titanium after this. It gets all pinkish. Okay, let's see this one. Okay. You see, I waited a bit too long for this one and the color doesn't flow necessarily as nice as on the other one. That's okay. We can live with it, right? Okay, pink. One is pink. The small one, I'm going to use New Gamboge, which is a nice yellow, nice darker yellow. Putting my foot down. Let's assume that is going to work. Yeah, that's going to be nice. And then the last one is going to be more purplish. And we're going to have just fun. Maybe I'm not going to necessarily have all the time to make also the cars, but let's try. See how far we get. Hello, Florine. Welcome. Welcome, welcome, welcome. We're making Christmas cards for those of you that just joined. And these are the unconventional colors Christmas cards. Because it has pink and stuff in it. And it's gonna be purple here. It's gonna be nice. Okay, now I have to decide which purple I'm gonna use. And probably I'm gonna use the Schmincke Violet. I just love this color. It's gonna be really dark. Don't freak out. Oh, it's not that dark as I was thinking it's going to be. Okay. Good. How's it going, Florian? How's your evening going? Everything okay? No, it's okay if those two touch. It's gonna be nice. Make a violet. It's very transparent color, I have to say. So you notice how I draw around the circle. I do small brush strokes and I go over the line, but I always do small brush strokes, very controlled. This is really needed to make sure that you don't make mistakes. These ones are gonna be much lighter. You get really nice blooming because I put way too much water. And these are different colors. Like I always notice that yellows, reds and blues are much easier to blend. And they don't get that many blooming. But all these other colors that are like more pinks and magentas and so forth, they tend to get a lot more blooming. Florine is looking forward for some time off. Yeah. Us too. Us too. I actually have some holidays coming up. So next week and the week after I'm gonna be on holiday. Of course, I'm not gonna do anything special, just stay home. But also staying home is important. Netherlands is in a lockdown, so Not much I can do about it. But I'm going to rest. And probably the first days is gonna be just sleeping. Sleeping is important. And that's why I'm in a way happy I don't go anywhere, because I've been missing on some sleep lately, and yeah, I'm really looking forward to spend some quality time in bed with a book, maybe a nice book or something. That would be nice. The good part about the good part and bad part, I don't know. In lockdown and with the situation that is happening, there's not many movies that come out, right? There's not many series, new movies. On the other hand, man, the authors of the books and so on, they're on fire. There's like, I have my favorite author, I think Lindsay Hall. She puts out books like every month, a book or two. Yeah, that's good for me, because now actually, because I'm not watching that many series anymore, I actually have time to get back into my reading, which is nice. It it's a different type of relaxing than watching movies, because books kind of let you imagine yourself how things are. Wow, really enjoying the blooming and all that. I'm just gonna let the water do whatever it wants. Let me be very clear. I'm not going to stress about it, and this is gonna be really nice cards. These are really handmade. So, okay. So far, these are the colors. I'm going to smooth some edges out. I don't always like hard edges, so going with my wet brush around, smoothing some edges. Then I'm going to hit it with the hit tool. Yeah, and we're gonna go from there. Okay, now, excuse again the sound, there's nothing I can do about it. Let's do something with the pine needles. Let's do them. Start with the same. I'm gonna start on this one. We're gonna do, again, unconventional colors. Okay. We're gonna do blue. And I'm gonna mix two blues. I'm gonna make a darker blue. It's like the blue sprig. So let's do this. It's really nice. The blue is really matching it. I don't want to do green because these colors are so awesome and so different. I'm going to do this with blue just because we can, right? Let's try on the other side. Don't be afraid of color. Like, why would we be afraid of colors? We're not afraid. And the berries I'm going to do with purple. That's gonna be nice. So the blue I'm using two blues. One is cobalt blue and the other one is phthalo blue. And mixed together makes a really nice dark teal color. And that's really something I'm enjoying right now. We're gonna go with darker blues, right? I'm gonna darken the whole things. But for now, this is like the first layer. And at the end, again, we're gonna do doodling, okay? Cool. Let me mix some more of the blue so I have the blue ready, so I can be very fast. The blue is ready. I'm really amazed by this brush. It can hold so much water. It's a really nice brush. So this sprig will come like that. It's gonna be much more darker. It doesn't matter that I put a bit too much of the brown down. It's going to be fine in the end. It's just going to mingle together, the colors, and it's going to create a really nice rusty color. Okay. It's gonna make it much more stronger than it is. So do this one the same. I'm going to pick some. Slightly different than the other one. This one it got a bit more covered up, but it's okay. It looks like it's in front, right? It's more dramatic this way. It's fine. We all love our drama. Or at least a little bit of drama. Right? Wonderful. Okay, now we're gonna mix some more darker blue. I'm gonna use that phthalo blue. That's dark enough. Let me check. Did this dry completely. I will zap it with a heat tube so that I'm ensuring that it will dry. You know, touching it is not the best method to see that your things are dry, but yeah, for this method, fine. Sound like blue sprigs, really nice. Much more dramatic than I was expecting, but this is fun. I don't know what you guys are doing for fun or for relaxation, but I'm starting to enjoy this watercolor process. I never enjoyed so this is kind of some firsts for me in this year. I never did this kind of loose watercolors where I didn't have very precise borders of everything I wanted to have and everything I wanted to draw. This is like very uncomfortable for me to do because it's such loose, but I'm actually enjoying myself, which is interesting. Wasn't expecting this. Nice. Okay. Maybe I'll take a tiny little bit of this thing. Darken the brown here and here. Yeah, this is nice. Now, while it's drawing out and everything, I'm just going to go and, you know, do the outlines of the Christmas bowls. Is it Christmas bowls or Christmas baubles? I always call them Christmas bowls, but I'm thinking I'm probably mistaken here. Just wondering. Yeah. And even if you have the same design over and over when you're making cards or things like in bulk, the easiest solution is just to change the colors. Don't change the design. You don't have to change the design. I'm still thinking some really nice dark pink will work here. Let's see. How's berries? And I'm going to go with permanent magenta. Permanent magenta is really nice, but because we have these colors, it won't work. Gonna do some I almost now don't wanna give the cards away. I'm liking this. Don't know about you, No, we have to. We have to. This is for friends and family, right? And this is always, it's Christmas and we are in a lockdown, and I believe that the nicest part is for people to receive some Christmassy things. Okay, totally different colors. Let me show you by comparison these other ones. These other ones that I did. Red and greens and the primary colors. And these are totally different, totally like out there, like separate. It's really nice. I think we need to have the... Nice. Now, what type of stuff do we wanna do inside? Let me think. Yeah, I think we should stick with the same design as before, because I think that was the good choice. So I'm gonna do here some leaves. And let's do a star in the middle of this one. You see how bad I am at drawing stars? It's okay. It's fine. You don't have to be precise. It's perfectly imperfect. Don't know who was saying that. Oh yeah, I know. There's some YouTuber who was saying this. Maybe I should not steal it. Okay. And this one is going to be, this is going to be a very tiny. I'm gonna do this one with some white inside. It's gonna really pop. Yep. I'm adding white to the leaves, just as I did on the last one. And I'm going to add some gold on the other ones. Not making it too complicated. And this time it's just going to be gold. Okay, Christmas ornaments, baubles, Christmas bulbs, Christmas bubbles are decoration. Bubbles sounds better. Bubbles. Indeed, bubbles sounds better. It's like okay. This looks really nice. And I think I'm going to just do the sentiment. I'm going to use the same sentiment. It's the perfect size. And then I'm going to just cut them and make them into cards. So, of course, there is always the possibility that you do not have the time like I do now to spend 2 hours to make these cards. Hey, that's understandable. Not everybody has this time. So that's why whenever we're making Christmas cards, I do not mind if I use stamps, to be honest, and just color it in, because even coloring in something is a lot of work. And even coloring in for Christmas, considering that some of us might have maybe 20 or more cards that needs to be done, I'm thinking, yeah, we just need to do what we need to do. Ideally, what you do for Christmas is you don't give away the art, or you don't give away the card. You're giving away basically the time. The person knows that you've spent time making this, and that's why they're just going to, you know, have fun, and they're gonna say, yeah, this is something that, you know, let's say Claudia made, and this is like the most important thing that you can have. Not it doesn't matter that you use stamps or not. It matters that you put time and effort, and that you've personally thought of that somebody. And I think this is really nice, if you ask me. I'm actually considering whether I should send it right now, because I know that we're just in a lockdown, and I know that it's super busy by the post office. The post office has really much trouble. Everybody's buying stuff, everybody's sending things online. So I'm not super sure if the most responsible thing for me is to now send them, or just to send them after Christmas. And they will still arrive, right? They will still be handmade, they will still arrive. I'm still considering this. It's not over yet. Okay, I'm going to cut them. This time I have my cutting tool here. This looks so cool. I'm gonna do the background, one red and one blue. I'm not gonna use, okay, and it's gonna be about here. It's gonna be about, dum, dum, dum. I'm not gonna do any other embellishments on this. I think this is enough. Add this one to the coverage. So one done. Let's cut the other. I really like how the gold and the white stay on top of the pink. It's so pretty. Sometimes I'm amazed myself about the stuff that I'm making here and how pretty things can be. These were leftover pieces, leftover cardstock from Inktober, by the way. I did all my Inktober on watercolor paper, and these are leftover because I usually have big sheets of watercolor paper that I got. Okay, so the cards are here. I'm going to utilize this red one and this blue one. Or should I? Yeah. These are the base cards. Let's do glue on the bottom. Which one is the strong glue? Strong glue is really important because this is watercolor paper. This is 300 GSM. This is not meant to stay and not curl itself or do different things. So you really need to make sure that you put enough adhesive everywhere. Yeah. And that is super tight. Oh, no, again I'm making the mistake of putting it on the other side. You know? Okay. The glue sticks to my hands. It's so thick that it sticks to my hands. So I'm just going to try to make it all nice. All nice and center. Okay, that's one. And now the last one. And on the blue card. Okay, so this is what we've done so far. We have done these two, and we have done this two. Same design. The difference is in the colors and, you know, some of these inside designs that I built here. So you can definitely make a lot more. You can definitely make different colors and different sizes. These are really nice handmade cards. I think they look wonderful, and I'm really happy, especially with these non-conventional colors. Really nice. Anyway, Marlena, thank you. Very nice cards. Gorgeous. Thank you so much. This was it for tonight. Thank you for sticking with me till the end and watching. This has been a really wonderful, and I really love the Christmas series. And like I said, the last one we're gonna do this Sunday, the last live stream. And it's gonna be a special one. We're gonna do on black watercolor paper with metallics, and we're gonna do some nice Christmas wreaths and different things with metallics. So stay tuned. Hope to see you next Sunday on the next live stream. Okay, goodbye. Nice. And I'm going to stop the stream.